don't know if people are ready to hear this, but hypergamy content is slowly starting to feel like the female version of red pill content. Now, wait, hear me out. Hear me out. I know that red pill content is actively promoting abuse towards women, but hypergamy content is slowly promoting emotional abuse towards men. Okay, hold on. I love seeing women get treated like queens. I love seeing that on my page. I love seeing men adore and spoil their women any chance they get. However, there's content that's being pushed out to essentially make you compare your relationship with some random person's relationship. If your man does not buy you a car, 1,000 roses, and pays your rent, he's just not man enough. You're with the wrong guy. He's a dusty. Do you know how damaging that is for not just men, but for women ourselves? Because this is reinforcing the idea that a woman's value has to come from the external. It has to come from material goods. Like, I'm only a woman enough, I'm only feminine enough if I can have a guy pay for me, essentially. So my value is based on a man still. We are telling men that if you cannot provide 100% everything, give your wife everything, you're just not man enough. What about all those men, like 90% of men that just don't have the luxury to do that? Do they not deserve to experience love?
I hate when people try to compare red pill to anything that's happening on the women's side. And the number one thing that they say is that it promotes abuse or anything towards women. It doesn't. And y'all got to educate yourselves. Y'all got to put yourselves in a position of understanding instead of just talking so much before you start to communicate different things that don't make sense. All the red pill comes from the Matrix, and it just tells you what the truth of the situation is, whatever that is, right? If from a financial perspective, understanding how money works, this is the truth. We in a class war instead of a race war. If you want to talk about it when it comes to career-wise, as a man, because the red pill does tell you that your inherent value is in your ability to be able to provide, and it's survival of the fittest. And you need to become the best version of yourself because that is God ordained. When you talk about relationships, you need to understand the nature of what you're getting into, and that's why guys are fearful of divorce instead of getting married, because it's not that they don't love women, but it's because of what is being promoted amongst women. And when you compare it to hypergamy culture, the nature of women is to get the best available option, and so naturally they're going to create an environment in which they have to be the best version of themselves in order to attract the thing that they want. And so it's not the same. It never has been the same and never will be the same. And the nature of women is they want the best available thing, regardless of how much they try to say that they hate men. They try to be like men. They want everything that men want, but they don't want the responsibilities that men have. And when it comes to men, we know that the world only loves us based off of our ability to be able to produce. So if we are high producing, then we get all of the awards, we get the accolades, we have to trade in our time for money. We have to kill ourselves a little bit every day in order to provide for our family, but we have to take responsibility, 100% responsibility for what we are. And so that is the truth. All it is removing the veil from our eyes as being promoted in movies, culture, so on and so forth, so that you can actually face the truth and then decide for yourself whether or not you actually want to go down that path. What you do after that is up to you. And nobody is telling anybody to put their hands on a woman. Nobody is telling anybody to be verbally abusive. Nobody is telling anybody to be financially abusive. If you find guys that are saying that, then you are separating that specific statement from what the truth is, because nobody is telling you that. The truth is, if you become the best version of yourself, you don't have to chase women. And if you espouse, conservative values, the natural order of things, you will have great children and you will build with an awesome woman, and you need to learn how to vet effectively. When it comes to women being hypergamous, let's not mistake hypergamy with gold diggers, okay? Because it is okay for a woman to want the best for herself. And if she is doing what she's supposed to do and meeting expectations of whatever it is that she's trying to get, for her to also be able to get into a relationship with a high producing individual that also loves her. And it doesn't mean that love doesn't exist in these environments. But what it does is it says that you are what you attract, and to want the best for yourself is not a bad thing. Whether you can get it is a whole nother thing. And I hate the fact that we continue to use the word deserve, because nobody deserves anything. You eat what you kill, you get what you're supposed to have based off of what you are, right? So gold digging culture and what you see happening amongst women, hating men and using them for their resources, is much different than wanting the best available thing. Multiple different things can be true at the same time. You can want the best available thing, but also bring a lot of value into the whole situation, which is one of the reasons why men ask you what you bring to the table. You understand what I'm saying? But to use somebody solely for the purposes of financial gain, or to, drain them of their resources, their aura, or whatever it is that you got, and don't return any value, and the only thing that you're trying to do is use them for their resources, is horrible. But it's not comparable to red pill. You're talking about bad actors versus truth versus truth. There's nothing wrong with women being hypergamous. There's nothing wrong with men understanding red pill. But it is something wrong when people abuse it, and there's extremities in everything. Let me let her continue to rock.
Money equal to love? This topic needs discernment. Okay, let me take a pause. This is not black and white. This is not saying you to stay in a relationship because you have to stay in a relationship. Longevity is out. Long-term relationships, that's not the goal anymore. Quality over quantity, 100%. Every single human being on this earth, when they're born, they are inherently worthy of all of the love in the universe. And so red pill content blames women for being gold diggers. Hypergamy content blames men for being broke. Do you see the agenda? Do you see the intentional divide that they're creating? When a man feels safe with his woman, he will die protecting her. He will go to war. They have done so in the past. And when a woman feels safe with her man, she will take care of him until her dying breath. This is the natural instinct that we as men and women have. And so it's shifting away from the, what are you gonna do for me, to the, how can I be good to me so I can be good to you? This is all about returning to seeing yourself and seeing everyone in the image and likeness.
Everybody don't need, as I know what she's going to say, so we're not even going to finish that. And I am going to put a link down in the description back to their profile, because it's the right thing to do. And I always want to give credit where credit is due. But everybody don't necessarily need to be teaching. I'm cool with anybody giving their opinion. And I'm also welcome to dialogue. I don't believe in censorship at all. But everybody don't know what they're talking about. And so what kills this argument is not that there aren't some things that she's saying that's cool. What kills the argument is the basis by which she's having this conversation. It doesn't teach anybody to hate women, and women shouldn't be using men. Women teach men how to treat them based off of who they are. And so if you're a good person, you should be attracting good people, and you should learn how to vet effectively. If you're a bad person, then you shouldn't be in the market at all. Love is important. Treating people right is universal, and that should go. That should go without saying. But at the same time, you can't force people to be in a situation that they don't want to be in. And this is why men continue to remain cautious, because women are teaching women how to deal with men, and they're teaching them wrong, and this is why y'all not getting the results. That's my opinion. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. And again, I always like to give credit where credit is due, so that link is going to be down in the description back to the person's profile, regardless of whether I agree or not. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat, family.